extend that flying lead to the length required, which I normally do is 4 meters, so it can get out from the cab onto the roof. All right, and you're only going to have one plug. It's going to be the one that's going directly in to the master unit, one speak-on plug at the end of one horn speaker. If you're doing two slave speakers, these sort of things, or 4 if you've got 4 on the roof, you've only got 2 outlets from the runwayler or bird buzzer, whichever you like to call it. So they're going to have 2 speak-ons, those things, coming from the master, leading to a dry plug, which fits onto an intermediate, and then on to another dry plug, which is going to be the end unit. And you've got 2 lines coming out, so 4 slave units. Got it? But
so why would you have 4 slave units instead of the 2 horns?
Not many people do, but it's an offer there. Most people take the horns.
Okay. What's the most profitable?
Horns, by a long shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I whack up the price on the horn one.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's not much difference in between the horn, the runwayler and the bird buzzer. A runwayler with 2 horn speakers I sell for 700 and I can't remember the figure. I think it's £730 or something. I do a bird buzzer with 1 speaker, and it's only 300 and something pounds. And the horn speakers aren't that expensive; they're about £19 a throw. So I mean, you can load it onto the airports because they're big spenders. You can't do it for Mrs. Jones, who wants to keep some birds from making a mess of her patio.
See, the slave speakers that you use in between, if you're going over a large space, the 2 on the end, as it were, might not be enough sound, so you need the sound in between as well, don't you?
Yes,
in
you
between
do.
the
That's
large
right.
space, yeah.
Anything, well, it depends on different situations, require different things. But I generally don't encourage people to have more than 60 metres of cable between any 2 sound outputting things, whether it be the master or whether it be a slave. So it's 200 feet between any two adjacent units. But even that, if you have a master unit and you've got 4 slaves, 4 cables going out, so you've got 4 sockets, remember, on it. You've got north, south, east and west going out the full extension of 1 cable. That's 60 metres out to the right, 60 metres out to the left, 60 metres to the north, 60 metres to the south, and then you add another 60 metres beyond that.
You're covering a big area, aren't you?
Big area.
Well, you can imagine how big the B&Q roof is, because we did that, and we did it 5 or 6 times.
Right.
So you can imagine how big that roof is. It's enormous.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely enormous.
That's by the size of my field.
Yeah, it is. It's huge.
Yeah.
It can take you
It
how
was
long?
a mile. It was a mile from one end of the building to the other.
No, it's not. No, it's not a mile.
I thought it was.
No, it's half a mile.
Was it half?
Half a mile.
Well, I mean, when I'm doing these airport things, I mean, you're doing a hell of a lot of cable. I mean,
Yeah.
you suddenly find, gosh, I've got to have several of those rolls of 500 metres. It's not uncommon that I've got through a mile of cable. Well, it's not there's overstatement, but I mean...
And how do you charge for the cable per metre?
No. Yes, I do, but indirectly. No, I just have pre-arranged prices for 30 metres, 60 metres, etc., and differentiating between the one which is slave, which is the ordinary dry plug, and one which is with the speak-on one, which is the blue one, which we'll be doing in a minute, and have different prices. And I think I gave you